So just call him whatever you want at this point. It really doesn't matter. He's a man with many names.
Suck? Yeah, this is true. I have way too many names to keep track of these days.
What's my video camera quality?
It's good.
Well, I would say that it has a Duke of Deception in the middle of it.
So it's pretty terrible. Okay, that's fair. It's motherfucking Google Fiber, bitches. Look at that upgrade.
You gotta love that fiber.
No, it's
absolutely.
Link out to somebody else.
Right. Well, let's get this started. So welcome everybody to another episode. Oh, wait, hold on. We're changing the name.
Again.
Again.
Well, Duke's dancing.
Is this like the second? This is the second name change?
Well, all I know is I think Prince would probably sue us if he was still alive.
Probably. We haven't gotten to a symbol yet. Hopefully we can get to a symbol soon.
Yeah, we're working on it. Don't worry.
But anyways, everyone, welcome to another podcast hosted by everybody here at Playback Gaming. Yeah.
Hello.
As you can see, we are joined once again by the wonderful Duke of Deception.
I'm contractually obligated to be here.
That is true. That is true. He is contractually obligated to be here.
One appearance per year.
Duke, how have you been? What have you been up to? What have you been playing? How's life?
Oh,
do you have a chance to step out and smell the roses on occasion?
Okay, so roses are kind of overrated. I'm more of a peony type of person myself. I like cactus flowering agents, so that's pretty cool.
What's wrong?
Anyways, I actually gave up on video games. I dedicated myself to serving the Lord. Not you probably haven't heard of him. So just kind of doing the thing. It's all right. Actually, no, I've been playing recently I've been playing State of Decay 2. If you remember way back when I actually plugged State of Decay 1 back when it was coming out, because that was a pretty fun game. They fixed a lot of that, so enjoyable 20 gig patch that dropped I think earlier in the week. So that's been kind of killing my time. I think last time I was here, Overwatch didn't exist, so that was a pretty fun game I've been kicking around with on PC. And those are the first two that come to mind. A lot of different games, I guess, kind of in between. Dear God, I think Obama was still president last time I did this. So there's been a couple things have changed since that time period. Next question.
I remember that Obama. He was a great, great man.
And we lost half our viewership.
And we lost half the viewership. Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. So it definitely has been a while. How are exactly you liking State of Decay 2? I've been trying to get Reaper to jump on State of Decay 2, and he's yet to do it. How are you liking it?
I enjoy it because it's like Walking Dead, the TV show, if it was actually good, because I insert my own storyline versus whatever AMC's writers are doing right now. I think they're just slamming their faces into the keyboard when they write their scripts, and then that's kind of what we get in terms of plot. But anyways, I've enjoyed it. It's kind of fun palling around with friends, getting cars stuck on guardrails of death, running into random hordes that just kind of appear out of nowhere. So, just that gritty survival experience. It is weird how many people want the world to go into chaos for a survival situation, because that seems to be kind of like a main theme. I don't know what it is about our current lives that drive that, but it makes some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, I would have to say with one of the things I've noticed with State of Decay 2 is it's very, how do you put it? There's like a lot of, it keeps you busy. And it's like you get nowhere because you have all this busy work that when you're trying to do what you're supposed to and you want to do to build up, it's like, it doesn't work out, because the second you start to do that, somebody over here is like, hey, I need help. Oh, you're not going to help me? Well, you're a dickhead. It's like,
yeah, I kind of feel like they need like a guy in like a hat with like a laser musket named Preston who keeps telling me about settlements I need to go save.
Laser muskets.
Yeah.
All right. So Reaper, what have you been up to? I heard you downloaded something recently. We were playing earlier. What was it that you downloaded? Tell the people.
I downloaded, man.
What did you download, Reaper? You tell us.
What are you talking about?
Let the secret out of the bag, Reaper.
What are you talking about?
Go ahead. Go ahead and spill the beans before I have to do it.
I'd rather not, because I'm like kind of sort of embarrassed.
Go ahead,
But
tell everybody.
I will make an announcement today that you can timestamp me on that I will follow through with. I can't do it. You might as well. We both know I can't do it.
Reaper, as some people may know, Reaper has sworn off Destiny. And as today, there was an announcement made by Bungie about the next Destiny game. And I could have swore I saw somebody jumping around on my Destiny screen earlier.
It wasn't me.
Definitely wasn't me. It must have been my ghost or my twin.
Very interesting. So what else have you been playing, Reaper, since you haven't been playing Destiny?
Actually, just started a new run through on Gears 4. I must say, the 4K quality of an Xbox One with the 4K TV makes it so much more enjoyable than the first run through I had. Shit is absolutely beautiful. Headshots are just so much better to watch. Marcus Phoenix looks way more badass.
And you're playing this all off of the One X, right? Not the One S.
Oh, absolutely. Got that fucking 4K gaming going on, dude. It's
how you liking that?
Fucking beautiful.
Did I not tell you? Come to the promised land, or as King would so likely put it, the premium experience, my brother.
Premium experience, my brother.
Pretty much, but actually, it's funny that you should mention Gears of War, especially with. I think that there's some big convention going on in LA this weekend.
I believe so.
Oh yeah,
where a lot of these people dressed up oddly kind of get together and they talk about things.
San Diego Furry Convention, that was 2 months ago.
It wasn't the furry convention. No, it's not a furry convention.
Is it the interracial gangbang convention?
No, it's not an internet. No, I think it's a hobo convention.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's it. Probably in the Staples Center or something like that. No, there's E3 2018. And I don't know if anybody else has heard the rumor, but has anyone else heard about 3 different Gears games that are supposed to be announced?
I've heard of one. I've heard of Gears 5. These other 2 are news to me.
Yeah, it's slipping me who first reported it, but Gears of War was reported to have 3 games that are going to be in the works and possibly announced at this year's E3. At first, a lot of individuals were saying that Gears 5, there's no way that Gears 5 is coming out before Halo 6. But that's actually looking like that might come a little bit more to fruition. It looks like that 343 is going to be taking a little bit longer whenever it's coming to Halo 6. So we actually might be seeing a Gears 5, but I also hear that there might be something similar to Halo Wars, only in the version of Gears. But I'm also hearing that we have an XCOM/Gears that might be coming.
How the hell do you do Halo Wars instead of Gears? Like, no, I can see.
How could you not? Like, I mean, you did it with Halo.
That's different, though. You had that whole entire storyline built around the Master Chief and a metric fuck ton
I mean, is it really different? I mean, that's just a gear skin. You just throw gears on top of the Halo character.
I feel like we've had this discussion before, and it's kind of different, yeah.
I don't think so. What about you, Duke? Do you think that that's any different?
I don't know, because I have kind of a mixed feeling on Gears and Halo. I guess I was just never I guess it's just really hard to put into words.
Let me ask you this.
Stalling right now.
Let me ask you this: who wins in a fight, Master Chief without his armor or Marcus Phoenix?
Question: did Marcus Phoenix drink an entire 2.5 gallons of protein whey before this started?
Damn right he did. Is there any other way for Marcus Phoenix to fight?
So Master Chief will win because the amount of pure bricks of shit that are going to come out of Marcus's butt would just completely disengage him. He has no ability to fight. The only reason he can fight currently is because the suit moves him. He's just looking for Batman the whole game.
So you're saying that Marcus Phoenix couldn't kill Master Chief with a fuck ton of shit?
Well, I mean, I guess Marcus doesn't have gear that's just like a straight up fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm still going to give it to Master Chief. He's a badass in the books.
I'm saying Master Chief's younger. I mean,
he's not. No, he's not.
I mean, he's a 16-year-old in a super suit right now.
Dude, Master Chief is in his fucking late 40s, early 50s at this point.
He's a Master Chief petty officer. He did also kill people when he was like 12. So
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He did murder a bunch of militant
I don't think Phoenix has it in him to kill people because he can kill everyone else just fine. John will just murder people. It's whatever.
Yeah,
they're just numbers.
But we're so sidetracked. So Gears, there's potential. Yeah. There's so much potential that Gears might have 3 games that might be announced. Is there anything that you guys are wanting from Microsoft to be displayed at this year's E3? Is there something that they need to bring to the table that you have to have? Something that you've been waiting for them to come, or is it a new IP? What is it that you want to see Xbox deliver at this year's E3?
I'm going to let Duke handle this one first because I am going to go on like a good mini tirade with my answer.
I do want to see a little bit more VR headset integration, or at least to see what they've been trying to do with that for the last year. Just because Microsoft did pick up, I think, Vive. Was that correct? HTC Vive was working with Microsoft?
One of them was actually working with potentially coming to it. I don't know if it was Vive or... I mean, that sounds about right with Vive.
Oculus Rift.
Right? I think that Oculus was working. Yeah. But if I'm not mistaken, they were actually working with multiple headset developers.
I would like to see kind of where the VR is going, or if that's going to be the next gimmick that's given up on, like the Kinect. Although I've seen that Amazon or Google Assistant and Alexa are soon going to be Xbox compliant, as well as Discord. So, I mean,
it's funny that you should mention that. Wasn't it just back in 2013 when people didn't want the Spy Connect in their household because they didn't want anything and they're listening to them and their commands?
Well, that was 2013. A lot of things have changed in
the contract with NSA is.
I don't think people really care anymore. I mean, fuck, Google's got a phone. I mean, you just carry that bitch with you. You're carrying the NSA in your pocket. It's whatever.
I mean,
your life is just so boring now. It's just whatever. Good job, NSA agent. You see me order a 55-pound bag of Doritos.
What IP do you think that would work perfect with the VR headset that Microsoft could bring to the table?
Well, I mean, I feel like they could do some integration with some of their new games because, like, they have like the new Halo game that's like an arcade shooter. I've always been a fan of light gun shooter games, just because it's like an on the rails type thing. I think Dave and Buster's type stuff is going to have it. So something not necessarily like that, but just with VR headsets, there is a different avenue of approach that you can do with gaming, and it's kind of going to be like how. At least I could see it as just like how we would move shooters from PC to consoles. When that initially came, people were like, that's stupid. It's never going to work out. And dear God. When we add new technology concepts, either they're going to work really, really well, like how Nintendo's been having a lot of success with like their Wii U's and then their Switches and whatnot, where you can have Joy-Cons on the go, or they're going to do really, really terrible, like the Kinect. Or
tell me that and here's what is so fucking mind-blowing about the whole Kinect situation is developers could not wrap their brains in their development kits around the Kinect, but you have doctors performing surgery using the Kinect.
Yeah, well, I think it's just because it wasn't really made for games. Like, I used it with a lot of success for everything besides gaming. Like, I need to turn, like, I want to go to a different thing, I just yell at my TV. Needed to turn off, I yell at my TV. Like, it was a convenience thing when I'm a fat, disgusting slob.
Isn't that? But that's the truth with everybody. Everybody was yelling at their Kinect, like, Kinect do this, Katana do that, or whatever.
The only thing that ever sucked about it is whenever it'd pick up automatically while you're doing something, and then it'd just be like, no, Cortana, shut the fuck. I don't want you on the screen right now. I died. I hate you. I hate this thing. I feel like just having that situation occur a couple times will definitely jade you to that concept. But I mean, if they bring all that other stuff into it, I could always reconnect it, just see what happens. Reconnect my connect.
I see the double Uncharted that you did there.
What? Anyways, but no, not just VRs. Like Microsoft's big loss in the console wars has always been they don't have a whole lot of first-party games. Like Sony has an amazing first-party development team. Like they make games that are just do really well. They have like Horizon or the new Spider-Man, or just they have a shit ton of different games that they put out themselves. Nintendo, of course, has Nintendo games. I don't really have to go into detail on that. It just Microsoft really has like Forza, Gears of War, Halo. Like,
or as Cognito likes to call it, the Big Mac fries and shake.
Yeah,
it's always the Big Mac fries and shake. Sometimes you want a parfait, but you ain't got it with Microsoft.
I see that Microsoft just absorbed a company that was going to be making Fable 4.
Playground games.
Yeah, Playground, and then they're taking another. It was 2 companies total.
GitHub is another acquisition that they actually just acquired. They actually acquired GitHub. I think it was like $7.6 or $7.8 billion. That's a lot.
Which I think more tech savvy people, a lot of people are not happy about that. But hey, you never know.
The PC community is never happy whenever Microsoft gets their hands on anything. Let's be honest.
It's not really a gaming thing. It's just like a PC people thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. PC people are just never happy with anything console people get. Like, oh, you guys got PUBG 5 years after we did? You guys suck. How is that our problem, dude? You got that shit 5 years ago. Like, fuck off. Be happy we can play with you.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've been having a lot of fun with, kind of go back to this, like State of Decay 2 cross-playing, because I have a friend who plays it on PC, and I play it on Xbox. So having the ability to play with a PC player, like a friend that I never usually get to play games with because he's on PC only, like that's always fantastic. And I really wish we can kind of come to an age in the future where we could do that, where we don't have to have these petty squabbles over who has a better console, because you only have so much money, so you have to figure out which one you're going to buy and then get all your collective friends to do so. But yeah, so more cross-play out of Xbox, more kind of individual games, either indie titles or first-party developed games. The same wish list every gamer has. I just want more single-player experiences. And
okay, so you're in the single-player camp.
I've always enjoyed single-player with an option for co-op or multiplayer.
Okay, I got you. I know a lot of individuals are like that. But what about you, Rupert? What are you wanting from Xbox?
See, I'm in agreement with Clutch on this one, and I want to see an MMO first-person shooter, something like what No Man's Sky was supposed to be, but significantly better than what No Man's Sky was.
If you go back after the update, it's not bad now.
What is?
No Man's Sky. Apparently, they've been fixing a lot of stuff since all that stuff went down.
And I mean, it is coming to Xbox here soon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy No Man's Sky specifically, but I want something similar to it. Like I want something like he said, Destiny on steroids. Like I would love to see that. I would love to see Destiny or a game like Halo go MMO style. I know. I mean, I'd hate to do it with fucking you, Dizzy, because I can already guarantee you'd be running around. Oh, I'm enjoying my day. Hey, look, there's Dizzy. Hi, Dizzy. And next thing you know, my entire fucking village is dead because somebody doesn't want to play match with others. He's a fucking asshole.
See, and that's a good reason why State of Decay doesn't allow me to go attack other people's settlements, because I would be negging the fuck out of my friends.
Yeah.
Yes, it is very good.
I don't play Ark for a reason. Love you, mean it, but not trying to fucking jump into Ark, build an entire base up just to get shafted 2 minutes later because you think, you know what, fuck him today. He didn't reply back to he was late to the podcast. Fuck him. What do you mean? I was like 2 seconds late because my laptop didn't want to load. Don't be a jerk.
Well, I don't know. Whenever I'm looking at E3, I don't think that we're going to have that issue as far as like games that are coming out. Like, because I mean, we do have. I know that you said you're not going to buy it, but No Man's Sky is coming to Xbox, and then we do have Black Desert Online is on the horizon. So that's another one. I mean, hell, Elder Scrolls Online just released today, Somerset Isles, and that's trying to bring people back. As we saw with Destiny, the Division is supposed to be announced, but actually one of them that I'm glad that earlier Duke had mentioned Preston, because how is anybody feeling like about a potential Fallout multiplayer game?
Fallout 76.
I was getting ready to say 76. Isn't that supposed to be an MMO kind of game for Fallout?
They've kind of left it open-ended. Again, we're going to have to see at E3 what it is. Unlike a large percentage of the internet, I'm optimistic. I mean, Fallout 4 had a lot of flaws, yes, but it also had a lot of good things. Like, I enjoyed the kind of new, faster combat. I feel like they had to sacrifice a lot of things for that I wish they didn't. But it would be interesting to see. I at least want to see something before I start immediately hating it, if it's not like a principal thing like loot boxes. So I'm excited to see something, especially for something that in the timeline of the Fallout games is so very close in lore to the actual day of the bombs fell. Like, it's 25 years after the actual bombs fell, almost to the day that this game is apparently being set in. So everything else has always been like maybe 100 to 200 years after the event. So it'd be interesting to see people who remember what America was before in the new wasteland. So
that's right, because it's only like what it's roughly what 25, 26 years after the war.
Like it's like a couple days short of 25 years.
Okay. Yeah, actually, the thing that really hooked me about that is whenever the first when it was first being rumored that it was going to be a multiplayer game, and then it was being rumored that it might be very similar to Rust. I'm a huge art guy, so when I heard that, I was like, hell yeah. And which I mean, in a way, I could almost see it, because if you look at Fallout 4, whenever they had the building,
the settlement building,
yeah, all of the building that you're able to do in Fallout 4, so they've already kind of dabbled with that. Now, my question is, if they have enough multiplayer and server experience at Bethesda to be able to pull this off, because I believe probably one of the first multiplayer games that they made that was meant to be strictly multiplayer. I don't know if a lot of individuals remember this, but Brink was awful. It was riddled with bugs. Servers were just terrible.
I remember you.
It failed, and it looked great. It looked great. The concept. I mean, it was Overwatch before Overwatch was Overwatch, essentially, or Team Fortress 3 is, what you could also call it. But my question is if Bethesda actually has enough multiplayer and server experience to know exactly how to push all that forward, because they have great, single player, like what can we do to allow you to customize your world experience. Now they have to take that next step, and it's about time that they finally get into the multiplayer arena, because I mean, the way that games as a service is going, with your Divisions, your Destinies, everything's moving that direction. They need to get into that space. Otherwise, Blizzard's going to leave them behind, and EA's going to leave them behind. Ubisoft's going to leave them behind. It's something that they need to do. So I'm skeptical about it, just because I know how those kind of games are, and I know what's required of it. But I think that if anybody could pull this off, Bethesda might have the best shot out of all of the big developers to be able to pull off a game like this.
I mean, they got experience for at least for an MMO thing, just because they have, Elder Scrolls Online with ZeniMax. So it's not something that would be brand spanking new to them as a concept, or at least in facility. I just remember when that first release, it was like a lot of server issue, but I'm pretty sure that's probably cleared out by now with a not super large player base that it was on launch day. Out of all the studios, I mean, like, I guess I kind of have I wouldn't say a fundamental problem with games as a service. It just, and I wonder if this is kind of a sign of me getting older as a consumer. It's just, I want to be able to buy a product and then have a product that is complete. Like, I don't want to buy half a sandwich, and then as time goes on, as I subscribe to sandwich.com, they send me like the meat.
I mean, and I totally get that.
I could pay $5 more and get like premium Dijon mustard. Like, it's just, am I just not able to adapt to the current market, or is the market batshit fucking insane? The crazy people don't know they're going crazy. They just think everyone else around them is crazy. So am I crazy?
I mean,
go ahead, Reaper.
I really feel like with the reference to, like, you know, getting a sub and getting the premium, you know, Dijon mustard, you might be a little crazy. You might be a little smidgen.
I might be straw manning it a little bit, and I agree. But it's just, again, the nostalgia factor is like, you know, back in the day, I went and bought Super Mario 64. I got motherfucking Super Mario 64. There was no additionals that I needed to worry about. It was a complete game in the package. Like, I don't.
So would you be worried that Bethesda would be trying to nickel and dime you because they have online?
I mean, everyone's kind of nickel and diming everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I could count on my hand the amount of developers that make a game, and then that's it. Like, they make the game and they give you all the other shit. Like, the only one comes to mind is, you know, Witcher 3 with CD Projekt Red. Like, you bought a game, and then all the stuff that they made after that, they gave it to you. Enjoy. And hell, they made DLC that was more.
Well, I mean, I think that Grand Theft Auto with Rockstar, they've done pretty good. They haven't charged for a single DLC piece that they have put out or anything.
They're still luring in whales to get shark cards. Like, there's a reason why every year before that they had a new game come out. Like, before that, they had like LA Noire. Before that, they had like.
So you're telling me this is exactly why we have yet to have
GTA 5 happened. They haven't released a game since then.
Are you telling me that this is the reason why we haven't seen Tabletop 2016, 2017, 2018?
That was a damn good ping pong game. I don't know why you think that's silly. Yes, that's the reason why we haven't seen those games. You make $1 billion in your first 3 weeks of selling a game.
Look, I could almost buy that because ping pong was the shit on the console. Like, I don't need to play actual ping pong and stress myself out. I'm not that coordinated and skilled. I'll leave it to Rockstar.
Hey, I mean, that's basically the premise behind Madden games. I can't play football this well. Fuck it, let's do it live.
Fuck it.
But
yeah, I would say, not to cut you off, but going back to the whole Microsoft of things that I would like to see, I think that the thing that I want to see is a lot of people have been talking about, like, they want specific IPs, but the thing that I've been looking for is I want them to stick to their guns. And this has been one of my biggest issues that I've had with Xbox for a while, is that they're really good at hyping you up about things and telling you things that would be able to come out, and they're going to be working on this and that. And not sticking to their guns whenever, you know, it comes to mattering of what they're giving you, i.e., you know, the whole TV situation. Like, I know a lot of people that are still waiting on that next Halo TV series that was supposed to be released years ago. I believe it's the Steven Spielberg version of it. We got the Ridley Scott studio version. But Spielberg was, you know, supposed to be working on it. And apparently, last I checked, it's still in production. So what's taking it so long, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, it's just something that they announced, and they said that, hey, we're going to do this. But if you're going to do something, please, I want you to just stick to your guns, see what happens. You know, you did it terribly with the Kinect and everything. So if you're going to do a reboot, stick to that reboot. If you're not going to give us Crackdown because you're going to develop it, when that comes out, that thing better be pristine, you know. So that's just pretty much what I'm expecting out of Microsoft going into this E3.
There is only I agree with you on one game and one game only that I've been waiting 10 plus years for now. If it's not perfect, I'm going to be pissed. Like, if they release a game and they're like, yeah, you know, here's the game, but by the way, you can also get all this cool DLC for like $10. I'm gonna pay the $10, but I'm gonna bitch and moan the entire. No, I won't. Yeah, I'll probably bitch and moan the entire time, but I'm gonna cry tears of joy the entire time too.
And what game is this?
Fucking Kingdom Hearts, man. Just give me Kingdom Hearts 3, damn it.
That's not a Microsoft.
I don't
jump the gun here, okay? We have a order of
I need Kingdom Hearts now.
But going off of after that, we're gonna have Bethesda. Actually, let me see if I might be able to get a screenshot of what we have going up here. Here, let me hit with the share up here. But we do have. So going up, are y'all able to see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so first we have, or actually, I guess first we completely skipped EA. Is anybody excited about anything out of the EA thing, or is anybody else snoozing about the whole EA concept just like I am?
Hey, cool. Battlefield 5's coming out, by the way. It's going to have Battle Royale. Next.
Well, real quick on Battlefield 5, because I feel like it caught a lot of flack for a lot of very valid reasons. Yes. I also feel like it caught a lot of flack for some maybe not valid reasons, which is simply like I heard people was like, why are we going back to World War II? And it's just like I would kind of like a modern World War II shooter, as in modern graphics and engine and whatnot. And that I kind of want to play Wake Island again. I mean, 1943 just came backwards compatible for Xbox, so that's fun. But I would like to just see kind of where it is. I did read up about the trailer because we all, I assume, saw the Battlefield 5 reveal trailer, and it was kind of hectic. And that was less because they were trying to show everything in one go. So it's kind of like when you get really excited and you send like a 300-word message to that cute girl, and then you're like, oh God, what did I just do? I did the bad things. So I feel like, they got a little too overexcited with that, and so it came off less like, oh man, there's so many cool things, and it's just like, what is this giant clusterfuck of a game? Also, some of the character designs look kind of silly, I guess, to some people. I mean,
are you talking about the lady with the mechanical arm?
Well, I mean, there's also like a guy in blue face paint. Like it almost looked like a Vietnam or like a South American raid, like drug lord game or something like that.
I will say, I have to agree with that. I think that when I first saw the trailer, I felt like that the trailer was just out of place. So I'm like, it doesn't say World War II to me.
You go back to like the Battlefield 1 trailer or any of that, it's just like, gritty wars, kind of just chaos. And you definitely saw the chaos part of it, but it almost looked like comical chaos, which for the European or the Pacific theater, I don't think would be very comedic as a setting. Right. But I mean, Hogan's Heroes also existed. So
and you know what's kind of crazy on the opposite end of the spectrum? I mean, when you look at we got reverb. Okay. Anyways, Wolfenstein. If you look at Wolfenstein, like it's everything that's in that trailer. It doesn't look like it's World War II, but it's based out of World War II.
Yeah, that's alternate history World War II, which is its own thing. But then that still shows you could be comical, but still kind of stick into a real game, because the single player in that is super solid.
Right on.
EA.
Anything else from EA? I mean, Anthem.
I don't play sports games, so that's like half their shtick.
Right.
That's all.
I mean, I really can't think of anything. I mean, I guess Anthem, but I mean, that's supposed to be a 2019 title, and I'll be honest, unless it's coming out this year, I really don't care to see anything about it because it's too long of a development. You announced it a little bit too soon. I'm kind of hoping that we see a Titanfall 3 teaser because I like Titanfall. I hope the multiplayer is more like Titanfall 1, but we can have the campaign from Titanfall 2. Because I mean, I just prefer in that kind of spectrum. But whenever I think of EA, that's the snooze. If I was rating this 3 out of 10 on excitement hype level for EA. So EA goes first, then Xbox. We just talked about Xbox. After Xbox on Sunday, we have Bethesda. We just talked about Fallout 76. What are the chances that we have a Elder Scrolls game announced?
Let's see. probably like another 2 years, or
For
I don't know, like a
Bethesda
month
game
from now.
announced?
I don't know. It just because I think with them still consistently updating Elder Scrolls Online, I feel like that's maybe eating into their development budget for a new Elder Scrolls game. But at the same time, they could just reuse assets for there to make the new Elder Scrolls game. I mean, what would even be the setting this time? Morrowind, Cyrodiil.
I mean, they've done Hammerfell, they've done
Morrowind. They've done
Morrowind, they've done Skyrim, they've
Cyrodiil.
done Cyrodiil, they've done. Let's see, Hammerfell. What's right next to Hammerfell?
Arena. Oh wait,
where was Arena?
No. I was thinking about. I thought you meant like release titles. You're talking about geography.
Yeah. I mean, the ones that they haven't done, of course, the Somerset Isles. They haven't done the Somerset Isles. They haven't done Elsewhere.
Yeah.
They haven't done. It always evades me the name of the Wood Elves domain.
Osmers.
They haven't done the Black Marsh. So I mean, there's plenty of places that they could still go, and there's a whole nother continent that nobody cares to think about. But there's actually a whole nother continent, and there's no telling what the fuck's on that continent. So I mean, who knows? We could probably jump over there and see exactly what's going on. But I'm not very big on that a Elder Scrolls is going to be announced. I don't think that they're working on it right now. Well, I think that it might be like in the staging and maybe early development, but I don't think that it's nowhere near announcement time. And we know how Bethesda likes to do. If they're going to announce something, that thing's coming out soon. They don't like to say, hey, this is coming out 2 years from now.
Well, I think, and that's mostly just because they reap such a tidal wave of positive hype for Fallout 4 when they did that. Just like, oh, hey, so do Fallout. And they're like, okay, yeah, 2 years. It's like, it's coming out in September. That's like 4 months away. Hooray. And then it came out. And it was pretty cool, not going to lie. But, yeah.
I liked Fallout, man.
No, it was enjoyable. It really was. But it's just like every time they make a new Fallout, it just gets farther and farther away from, like, you know, the text mood version of it from, like, Fallout 1, where you had to punch ants to death in a temple.
So what about Starfield? Are we ready? Do we think that Starfield's going to be announced? Are we going to get a teaser trailer? Are we going to get gameplay?
I'm not familiar with this one. What's its 2-minute elevator pitch?
Starfield apparently is going to be their version of Mass Effect or Star Wars or Star Trek.
So big space.
It's pretty much it's Fallout and Skyrim in space.
Isn't that Fallout Mothership Zeta?
I don't follow mods.
So I mean, that was official DLC.
Oh,
played, son. No, that'd be cool. I mean, hell, I would actually kind of like a new.
Nerd.
I mean, John would have had a lot of potential behind it that kind of got dropped on. Like, I don't know really how you mess up that. It was just they have a plethora of IP that they could work with. There's always new stuff kind of coming out. It's weird what they take gambles on and what they kind of just trip on their own feet on some of these game designs. But again, I'm not a game developer, so I honestly don't know what goes into that process. It just seems like sometimes you see a lot of stuff that gets messed up by middle management or marketing executives and stuff like that that just don't translate well into gameplay.
What about
13, man?
Any Bethesda?
Dude, you guys just cut out so fucking hard. Any Bethesda? Fuck no, dude. You know I don't care about Bethesda. Like,
okay,
what's gonna happen? And you can take this to the bank. Exactly what's gonna happen is they're gonna announce a new DLC for Elder Scrolls Online because that game puts out more quality DLC.
They just released
another publisher.
Just released the
fuck
DLC.
You. They'll release another one. Trust me.
You see, the reason why
that one,
the reason why Reaper wants to get right through this is because on the following day, on Monday morning, that's when Scary Unix goes live, and he is dying to know when we are getting Kingdom Hearts 3. Here we go. Here's bet time. I am betting you, Mr. Reaper.
Yeah. Bring it on, baby. Let's do this.
I am betting you Kingdom Hearts November 2018.
You're delusional.
November 2018.
You're delusional.
I can see it as a May release.
I'm thinking a holiday release. You're delusional if you think it's coming out this year, dude.
What do you think November is?
It's not coming out this year, man.
I have a feeling.
Wait, what are the stakes?
November 2000.
See, he's like, I have a feeling.
Here's,
AKA, I had to sign an NDA so that I don't actually say it's coming out this month.
I tell
but
you
I
what.
strongly feel it's coming out this month.
I tell you what. if I'm wrong.
Yep.
If I'm wrong,
Reaper gets to slap you in the face. Slap that.
Unfortunately, he's a little bit too far to be able to do anything like that.
No,
if I'm wrong, I will buy Kingdom Hearts for you. He's over here botting like crazy.
Yeah.
Did you hear me, Reaper?
I don't know. Yeah, I heard you. Hang on. Yeah, so you'll buy Kingdom Hearts for me
if I am wrong, I'll buy you Kingdom Hearts 3.
So you're buying me Kingdom Hearts 3 regardless, is all I'm hearing out of you.
and if I am right, you have to buy all the Arc DLC.
So you're buying me Kingdom Hearts 3. I'll take the collector's edition with any extras they have in advance. Gracias.
We'll solidify this bet a little bit later. We'll get a hard bet put onto this. Yeah, we'll do this before E3. We'll announce it on Twitter. So if you're following us on Twitter, you'll see where the bet is going. So I'm at iDizzy81. And what's yours?
I am at Reaper XLE.
Right. So make sure
anybody in the
watches. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna discuss this. So we're gonna get a bet going. I have a hunch that Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna be.
And again, you're hunting.
It's the only game that and Pokemon are the only two that I could see that would be ballsy enough and actually be able to pull it off to go head to head with Red Dead.
See, you're giving me this I've got a hunch bullshit. Like, oh, I got a strong hunch. Did you sign some kind of NDA with fucking Square Enix that we don't know about or something? Like,
I don't have an NDA with the Square Enix. I just have
wink twice with each eye if you sign an NDA. That way we're not actually saying anything.
Are you telling me to blink, sir?
I am twice.
So Square Enix, other games that they could be announcing. Obviously, we're probably going to see more of Final Fantasy VII. We're going to see more of was it Shadow of the Tomb Raider? Is it Shadow or was Shadow the last one?
No, it's Shadow.
No, it's Shadow. Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
What was the last one? Now I'm thinking about it. Fuck.
Rise.
The last one was Rise.
What was okay? So it was literally Tomb Raider, Rise, and now Shadow.
Yeah,
correct.
Right.
But probably the most exciting thing they might be showing, which I'm actually very curious of seeing, is the. Did you know that they were working on an Avengers game?
Yeah, I heard about that. It was supposed to be the Marvel Ultimate Alliance soft reboot.
No shit. That'll be fun.
Now the question is, how many of the Avengers will be in there?
Well, because it was supposed to be like the mains were supposed to be like Captain America, Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, but you could play as the others. But those are like kind of the three that are propelling the story.
The ones that survived.
The one that kind of it was supposed to be a mix between Uncharted and Infamous is like how they're describing the gameplay. So, third person action RPG type thing.
I'm so glad nobody heard me say that.
Yeah, we're glad we didn't hear that either. Anyway, who could be the proposed villain? Because it could be a number of individuals, and I'm hoping that they kind of stay away from what's going on in the MCU, so that we kind of get to see more of what's going on with the Avengers.
If you want to go with classic Marvel villains, Doom is always a phenomenal choice. Pulling from like A-listers, Doom. You play Namor as like a friend turned foe. Magneto with the X-Men. Just
I've got an idea.
yeah.
That's
Kevin,
actually
you want-
always
you
been.
wanna- you wanna take a shot?
I was griping about that earlier today. Was it kind of bothered me that Fox never had a Magneto and Doctor Doom team up with Fantastic Four versus the X-Men, but they can never get the Fantastic Four
Because
right.
Doom never plays second fiddle to any man.
This is true. This is true. GE Doom.
So Dizzy, you want to take a shot in the dark at who I think the villain would be?
If I were
Does his name
if I
start
were
with
you
a T
picking,
around Thanos?
I don't think it's going to be Galactus.
I mean, there is
I think that we're losing him anyways. But I don't think there's going to be Galactus. I don't see.
I see him as like a mid boss, like how he was in the Ultimate Alliance game. Like, oh shit, it's Galactus, and we're only halfway through this bitch. Who's actually going to be the big bad?
I think that my biggest question is, would they be not if they would be able to pull in any of these the Fox owned IP or Spider-Man or anything like that, but if they would be willing to spend the money towards the development of these kind of characters, knowing that right now they don't own these IPs. Right now they're talking about a merger, but Comcast could just come in and fuck all that up.
Yeah.
But do you invest in possibly putting Wolverine in there? Do you put Doom in there? Do you put Reed Richards in there?
The easiest thing to do, stay with the core, the ones you have rights to, and then you make the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, X-Men as side DLC storyline extra unlockables. Like you could do the baseline programming, reskin them onto somebody else. Like you can turn like Wolverine into like just think who fights like Wolverine, like a Moon Knight without the claws, right? Or
correct
Deadpool guns instead of claws.
Well, I mean, you do have Black Panther, so I guess that's an adequate replacement for Wolverine as far as like what you do.
Yeah. So from a let's save time, but keep these extras, you could definitely do that. If you could just say like, if you didn't want to just go balls to the wall and just be like, we're going to put all these guys in and screw the rules. But I think that's also because they, like I said, they confirmed that well, no, because Scarlet Witch actually falls under the Avengers because she was an Avenger first before she became like a mutant in publication.
Correct. She never. Well, I mean, I guess in the original incarnation of her and Quicksilver, like I mean, they are mutants. They're mutants, but they never were X-Men per se.
They were Avengers.
As a matter of fact, they were actually henchmen. They were henchmen to Magneto before they realized that he was the father, and then they beat Magneto up. So
everyone's beat Magneto up. Squirrel Girl.
Everybody does.
Magneto up. Yeah, that's who should be the main character, Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel, right?
But no, there's another game that was actually kind of interesting. Because there's like they accidentally leaked another Marvel game. If you come back to me, I'm pretty sure I could probably find it real quick. So move on. Next subject.
So move on. So I don't know if there's another Deus Ex that's in the works. I'm hearing rumors that there's going to be another incarnation of Final Fantasy, kind of like how you had like X1, what was it, 10-1, 10-2, and so I'm hearing rumors that there's going to be that, but I'm also hearing rumors that there's just going to be more DLC that's going to Final Fantasy 15. That's all I'm really seeing out of Square Enix. I think the most exciting thing that they're going to be bringing to the table, I think personally, is going to be the Avengers game, because I mean I'm not big onto Kingdom Hearts. So after Square Enix,
bitch,
hey, you better shut up with that key nonsense. So after the Avengers, the Avengers, Square Enix, we have Ubisoft.
Splinter Cell or bust. Splinter Cell or bust.
That's a very big cry that I'm actually seeing a lot of people say they really want to see Splinter Cell.
He showed up in Wildlands.
Yeah, he did. Did any of you play that
I didn't
DLC?
play the event just because I currently don't own Wildlands. I played it during the free weekend. I'm kind of just waiting for a sale. But I mean, why would you bring a voice actor back for literally a one-shot DLC if you had no intention of doing anything else with them? I feel like that, and that's a subtle cross promotion for a new game to bring rehype up.
Yeah, I could definitely dig with that. I'm hearing rumors that Watch Dogs 3 is going to be teased there. If anybody's into the Watch Dogs series, I really enjoyed the first one. I haven't played the second one. I want to play the second one, but I'm not biting at the chops to get to it. Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I was going to say the
Great
new
Assassin's
AC
Creed.
game. I look forward to that for the sole fact that I enjoy Greek history way more than I probably should.
Oh yeah,
realistically more than I probably should. But yeah, I mean, I just hope they do it right. Like God of War was all right, was not remotely close to fucking historically accurate with the Greek aspects of it, which kind of makes sense. But
well, whenever I see, whenever they titled it and they say Odyssey, obviously I think that you're going to be playing more of a role like Ulysses and going along his Odyssey whenever he's going around the sea. It's crazy to think that he had all this trouble in the Mediterranean Sea, like it's this big, this big Pacific size ocean and everything. And he had that
Hey,
much.
I read the Percy Jackson series. Okay, that stuff bends both time and space. It's huge. It's huge, even.
I think that the thing that kind of like struck me off about that is I remember a few years ago, Ubisoft said, you know what, we're going to go away from doing the annual release of Assassin's Creed. We're just going to do it biannually and everything. And so it took 2 years of development for the most recent one, Origins, to come out. And then all of a sudden, here goes Walmart leaking everything again. And sure enough, Assassin's Creed has Odyssey that's coming out. And they even teased it. Skull and Bones. That's another one. That was supposed to be releasing this year, but apparently that's going to be delayed. If anybody didn't catch last year, it was a pirate game. It kind of looked like it would have been Black Flag if you never left the ship, which I can dig because I loved Assassin's Creed Black Flag until I had to get off the ship and realized it was just another Assassin's Creed game.
Fair.
What you got to get Assassin's Creed, man? It's a great series.
It's the same thing over and over. But I mean, hindsight, that aside, I feel that way about I feel like that a lot of Ubisoft games are just reskins of different scenarios because the pickup system, the map management system, your settings, your menus, the way that you do things, it's all the same thing. And nobody really says anything about that. And that's kind of what bothers me about Ubisoft. I'm like, how do you guys get so far by with all of these reskins of different kinds of games and play it off as different kinds of games when it's essentially the same game that you're playing over and over? I feel like that whenever I play, was it Wildlands? I feel like that I'm just playing a reskinned Division, which I'm playing a reskinned Watch Dogs, which I'm playing a reskinned Assassin's Creed. So I just feel like that. And I even think that this is the crazy part. I even feel that Far Cry is just the same way. You just happen to be in first person.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Although the new Far Cry was kind of interesting. I definitely enjoyed the environment and the general creepiness that they kind of made it. But I think it's just because it's so close to home while not being home.
Right on. Did you ever find that other Marvel game?
No, it disappeared in the interwebs, just like all rumors. So disregard it. Never happened.
It never happened. It wasn't us.
Yeah.
Just a quick wave of the hand, and
I know what Reaper's most excited to be announced by Ubisoft. It actually wasn't Splinter Cell. He was super excited for the next incarnation of Just Dance.
Yep, you caught me. The Inner Black's coming out, man. Gotta do what Lady Gaga says and just dance.
So I
I have no
digress.
opinion on Just Dance. None.
I don't either. My girl plays it. That's about it. And then we do have Sony. Sony will be going. You had the time, didn't you, Duke?
Yeah. I have Sony down for. Well, I have Sony on June 11th at 6.
So that one's going to be on June 11th. So June 11th, that one's going to be on. Yeah, that's still Monday. So it sounds about right because it's going to be early morning for Japan. Yeah. Whatever they're going to be seeing. Here's the thing that's kind of crazy about the announcements that's going on with Sony is right now. Actually, here, let me go ahead and let me see if I can go ahead and screen cap this for everybody as well. Sony's actually going to be announcing their games prior to E3.
Yeah.
They're going to have 3 games. So they've already said that they're going to be talking about your typical 4. So everybody, I think that they're going to end with The Last of Us 2. That's their pinnacle. You are going to see Ghost of Tsushima. You're going to see what are the other 2?
Was it
Which ones?
Their zombie game was it Days Gone?
No, Days Gone. Days Gone is not actually going to be there, which is kind of crazy to think that that's going to be the next game that's going to be coming out of their bigger lineup. But apparently now it's not a AAA. But they have 4 games that they're Spider-Man. Spider-Man is coming out in September. See Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, and the one with Kojima. Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
So those are the 4 that they said that hey, these are going to be pretty much they're the pillars of the conference. But what they're doing is they are announcing 3 new games. We could see 3 brand new PS4 games, including 2 with PlayStation VR support. 1 eagerly anticipated game that's coming to PlayStation VR as well, and 1 release date for an upcoming worldwide studios title. So it looks like possibly a new studio that's going to have a new title. But they're going to be announcing this actually prior to. So each announcement will arrive 8 a.m. Pacific time. It's live on PlayStation.com. This one's actually going to be taking place on June 6th. So they're actually announcing, which is that's actually not uncommon for this year's E3, as I don't know if anybody else knows, but there's a new Hitman that is coming out.
Did see that.
That actually was announced through Twitter. Naughty Dog was actually teasing The Last of Us through their Twitter. There was actually a handful of other games that rather than waiting for E3, which, you know, I don't know how I should feel about it, mainly for the fact of that takes a little bit of the lure away from E3. Like that's what a lot of people like to go and watch and see all the new announcements, all the games that we didn't know were coming, and now that's kind of being taken out because the internet is the internet, you know. And we have things like the whole Walmart leak, which when everybody saw the Walmart leak, they're like, that does no. And then next thing you know, they're all falling like guess who? Like, oh God. Oh dear God, they're right. It was at that point that I realized, fuck, we're having Horizon 5 before we're having Horizon 4.
Is that confirmed?
It might as well be, because everything else has been pretty much confirmed. You know, and then they had another one the other day, which it cracked me the fuck up, was that they had announced, or they didn't announce it, but they put it up that there's going to be another Sonic racing game, and Sega's like, fuck, well, fuck you. They had to announce it. So I mean, I don't blame Sony for trying to get a head start at doing a little bit of announcement. I think that's also why a lot of these other games they're being announced beforehand, so that it kind of takes a little bit of the juice away that you get in these forums that build you up to have all this excitement and everything. I think that's it kind of like backhanded, or not backhanded, it backfired on quite a few games. I think Watch Dogs definitely was one of those. It got so much hype through the internet, and the only thing that you could see was what was going on at E3. And then, of course it comes out. So now they get a lot of these developers, they realize, well, if we talk about this beforehand, we can actually damage control the hype so that if something doesn't sound right, we can actually talk about it. Transparency actually goes a long way nowadays. So I'm not surprised that they're announcing a couple of games prior to. It's a little disappointing that they have to do that, but I'm not surprised. I think that one of the titles is going to be a medieval title. Which actually is kind of alluring to me. I'm hearing rumors that another one might be a SOCOM title.
If
some 2001 video games, man, that's
you can put this on record. Dizzy, go ahead and timestamp this. If they release Medieval and SOCOM, buy a PS5. Don't care. I'll buy whatever the new console is, and I'll play both of them. Don't give a shit.
See, my demands were a little bit more. Medieval was one of them, Parappa the Rapper, and Tomba. They're never going to release another Tomba, but those were the three that they had to release. I'll drop everything. Yeah, okay.
I'll sell my Xbox One, dude. But Parappa the Rapper's out?
You know what?
So long, Xbox.
They should have done a Tomba Angry Birds crossover game because they both hate pigs.
Yeah. That's actually not a bad idea. I'm surprised. Yeah. I would have never connected that.
There we go. God, that'd be a terrible game. Don't make this.
No, make it happen. Just so
that's all you need is just this little pink-haired shit tossing birds at pigs.
Dude, don't do that because someone out there is listening like, oh, this guy's make perfect sense. Let's make this game, and we're gonna get that shit like the next 2-3 years. We're going to have to fucking look at it and be like, damn it, Dizzy, you did this to us. You did this.
Sony's the last one to go. Is there anything that anybody's looking forward to with Sony's announcements? Anything that you want to see?
I do kind of want to see that new Spider-Man. It looks fantastic. I'm kind of really hoping it's like Spider-Man for PlayStation 2. Just that free swing physics when you're going through that city. The guys, behind Infamous. Was it the guys behind Infamous who were doing this one?
This from Infamous, I want to say that yes.
Sucker Punch.
I believe they are, but I'm not.
It's the same people.
Sure, because I was like, yeah, it's gonna.
They did Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Still, good.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank and Sunset Overdrive. Golly, their name is evading me right now.
Oh, yeah. I can see the cover.
Yeah. That's whenever you know who it is, but you can't think of the name.
You can see the box art, the logo, and everything. You just cannot put a fucking name to it.
Well, I guess we're kind of par for the course game journalists.
Yeah. That producer who put that one game out in that year with that one character and the whole goal was to do that one thing. Yeah, that game. Oh, yeah, that was a fun game. I remember what you're talking about, yeah.
Are you talking about Tetris?
Yes, that was the name. Fuck!
I would say if I was looking forward to anything, it would definitely be The Last of Us. If there's any game that Sony does have that I would actually be highly interested in playing, which is very ironic because I don't like zombie games for the most part. What's that?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about the new Dying Light that may be coming out.
Oh no!
As he plays Day, I hate zombie games.
No, I'm not big into zombie games. I mean, but and that's because I feel like a lot of the zombie games have been, a little bit different since the old Resident Evils. Ever since like Resident Evil 3, the zombie games just haven't been the same for me. So,
what about Resident Evil 2?
Since Resident Evil 3, smartass.
Yeah, but what was better, 2 or 3?
Which one was better, 2 or 3? 2, hands down.
Okay, then. So,
and which, if you didn't know, Capcom is actually remaking Resident Evil 2 right now.
I know.
And
I brought it up.
Yeah, and they're actually adding content to it. They're adding more things to it. They're adding story elements too, things that weren't in the original, which is actually kind of interesting and everything. So maybe finally we'll get a remake that is worthwhile because they're adding so much extra stuff to it.
Definitely won't be the Final Fantasy VII remake because they're definitely changing all. I'm not even excited for that game anymore.
I don't think a lot of people are excited about that game anymore.
Just give me Final
Is that going to
Fantasy
be?
VII.
Is that going to be shown and showcased at Sony this year? Do we think?
I'm sure they'll have to tease something at least to keep interest alive.
I'm sure what they'll end up doing is they'll give us the same trailer they had or same gameplay footage they had earlier of like you getting off the train, and then probably give us an extended trailer, an extended sneak, a little peek at it. Like, by the way, here's a further look at how combat works, and it's just. Ugh. I have no use for it anymore. Like,
my question is, I just want to know is if the materia system is there, because out of all RPGs, I think that the one system that I enjoyed the most, and I don't know why, I loved the hell out of Final Fantasy's materia system. I wish more games had something like that. But I have my doubts that it's actually going to be in the game. So, yeah, he says it's going to be out by 2023.
If they don't put the materia system back in this remake of Final Fantasy VII, they've officially ruined the fucking game. Like,
it's not the same. I mean, it's not the same regardless.
Like if they took Chocobos out or Sid, or
dude,
Lord forbid if you have one without Vincent.
Look, dude. You can fuck off with that sarcasm. Vincent was probably the best part of that entire fucking game.
I thought it was cat safe, you know? Who doesn't like a backstabbing?
You absolutely would.
So after Sony, we have Nintendo. Of course,
you.
they don't ever do anything live. I mean, I guess they're going to have their Treehouse live, but of course they pre-record, which I think a lot of people, they were turned off at first. So like, why are they recording? But after explaining why they're doing the recording so that things don't get lost in translation and they can direct, you know, how everything's going through. So they'll have their pre-recorded film that you'll be able to watch probably through YouTube and Twitch. Pokemon. Has anybody seen the announcement?
Oh, the integrated Pokemon Go with like Pikachu and Eevee thing?
Yeah, let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee. How are you feeling about the changes that they're doing?
I mean, it's smart in the sense that they're able to first party cash in on the Pokemon Go craze, because I mean, hell, for about 3 solid weeks, that's literally everything. That was everyone's everything.
Yes, people were finding dead bodies with Pokemon Go, and that's the crazy thing.
Walking for the first time in a lot of
people were walking off cliffs. So
let's go Eevee. Yeah, no, just
hey, Eevee's just for those people who can't make up their mind on what they want. They just
look, man. I got Pokemon Red right over there. Never got Eevee.
Never got an Eevee.
That's
a shame.
That's like main game stuff. Like main game.
No, main game.
I don't know if he's ever beaten it.
All 3 legendary birds.
I'm starting to question you now.
Yeah, you're just Craig just went out the window, bro.
My all-time lineup.
Bro. Do you even Pokemon, bro?
All-time lineup. Every time I could do it, my all-time lineup was always fuck off.
Name the 151 and go.
Seriously?
You gotta sing the Pokemon song.
As far as the way I was excited to finally see that they were going to have a console version of Pokemon. I'm not exactly sure how excited I am.
Yeah.
I like that they're going to be integrating things between the two. I mean, I guess I could see that, but
that's fairly old tech, because you remember that old Pikachu pedometer thing that they used to do?
Yeah, and it was one of the best. That was one of the best on the market at the time.
They're just bringing it back, man. Now you can do it from phone to your Switch to the specialty controller to your buddy Switch.
I think that probably the most non-PETA way that I could put this is I like to beat the tar shit out of the Pokemon before I catch them. So I don't just want to creep up on a Pokemon and toss balls at them. That's not my style. That's not my style of Pokemon.
Dude, that's fucked up.
I prefer violence first.
But you know what, dude? That was the only way to catch those fucking Pokemon. You wanted a Mewtwo? You know the Master Ball? Dude, you're beating the ever-living shit out of that fucking Mewtwo.
Yeah, pretty much. You do. And so kind of, I don't know. Of course, I don't know what the battle mechanics are. I don't know if you have to beat the crap out of these Pidgeys before you can capture them?
It's a stable system, and you can actually have like team battles as well if you have a person playing with you. So it's not like Pokemon's Go's tap mechanic. It's just old Pokemon. Pick your move, do the attack, shit happens, throw a Pokeball.
Are you sure about that? Because if that's true,
I mean, that's in the video. Like you're watching.
The only thing I remember seeing in the video was that you're tossing balls, and I don't remember seeing like actual battles going on as far as like.
Yeah, I didn't see a single battle. Oh no, there were battles.
To the house, he clicks in. They run into an area. They run into the bug catcher kid.
Yeah, there were battle areas. But again, like you ran into bug catcher, you had to fight bug catcher. It wasn't, hey, look at Caterpie. I'm gonna beat it so bad it really just wants to fucking die, and then throw a ball at it. And guess what, bitch? You're mine now.
You can't catch other people's Pokemon, man.
That's what I'm saying. He wants to fucking.
That's stealing, Team Rocket.
Damn it,
motherfuckers! Right? You just pretend to be a man. I got your number. I know who.
Nah, see, Disney wants to run around and beat the ever living shit out of poor innocent Caterpies and fucking catch them and train them to be badasses.
Why do you're making me seem like this really awful person? Like,
no, I mean,
yes,
you're right.
That's besides the point, but we don't have to make me seem that way. So, aside from that, Metroid 4, I believe, I think it's Metroid 4 that we might actually see some gameplay of.
I do believe a Mr. Frodo1511, who I believe is watching this right now, has already said in writing that he'll buy a Switch when Metroid 4 comes out.
Duke, do you own a Switch?
I do not currently.
You do not? What are you waiting on?
Buy one.
Oh, to buy a Switch? I mean, man,
One of us.
I just wasn't sure if there was something that you were waiting on.
On Nintendo, like, I want to get a Switch because I still do need to play the new Breath of the Wild.
It's fucking dope.
I kind of want to see a new Star Fox game, truthfully. I think
apparently there is a new Star Fox game.
I know it's
Racer.
Yeah. Because, that's what you think of. You don't think of F-Zero when you think of Nintendo Racing or Mario Kart. You think of Star Fox.
What's a Mario Kart?
Everybody knows what a Mario Kart is. Stop trying to kid us.
Fuck you guys.
Pikmin is rumored to have. I think they're on. Is it Pikmin 3?
I
want to say it's Pikmin 3.
I think it's 4.
It might be 4.
The first one is just the dude.
Okay.
The second one, you go back to the same place. The third one, they had like the 3 people that you could be, like the big guy or the girl.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I know the first two were. The first one was on Dreamcast. God, that console was before its time. I want to say the second one was on Dreamcast as well. I know the third one. One of them was a 3DS game.
I think that you're way off here.
Yeah,
it was
sure it was GameCube, Wii.
Was it really the GameCube? I could have sworn it was a fucking 3DS one called Hey Pikmin.
I mean, it may be called Hey Pikmin, but we're talking like mainstream.
Yeah, we're talking about the mainstream games. But anyways, regardless, there's rumored to be another Pikmin coming out, which that could definitely be pretty exciting. Of course, we just mentioned it with the Star Fox, that there's going to be a Star Fox Racing that's going to be releasing soon. Yeah, and so anything else that you're hoping to see out of Nintendo, Reaper?
So we got Pokemons, and honestly, it's gonna sound weird, but I wouldn't mind seeing a new top-down side scroll, like top-down Zelda game, kind of like Oracle of Ages and Seasons on the Game Boy Advance. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that.
And that was the thing that kind of killed me about Wii U is like you could have brought back like 4 Swords, like it was made for that. You could have. There's a lot of games that they really could have made with the whole second screen in the palm of your hand type thing. But that's that's an old argument.
Well, they do that with.
It would be nice with Joy-Cons. They could definitely bring it back with independent controls.
They kind of do it like teasing wise with Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
Where you can load up the map. You can load up the map, and it looks like it's a top-down version of the original Zelda on the NES.
How are you liking that, by the way?
Oh, dude, I'm almost done. I think I'm on like the last
Are you
mission.
almost done? Okay. See, I play whenever I'm at work. I play it at work. Actually, I bring my my Switch to work and everything. I'll play during my breaks and everything, or whenever I have downtime and everything. And that's actually the game right now that I've been playing. I don't like Zelda.
I still don't know how.
Don't like Dynasty Warriors, but I like Hyrule Warriors. Like, I like the setting of Zelda, and I know that I'll get killed for saying that, over and over, but I'm just not a fan of the way that they handle the Zelda games for the most part. I think that the one that I actually enjoyed was not Ocarina of Time, the Majora's Mask. That was the last Zelda that I actually enjoyed.
Most difficult Zelda game to play.
Hey,
sadistic bastard.
I enjoyed that one, but I wasn't a big fan of the other ones. But I actually enjoy Hyrule Warriors. So, actually, I was thinking the other day because I downloaded the Kirby game for the demo and everything, because I remembered that it got a lot of flack, and it got a bad rating as well. And the thing that kind of like I started thinking after seeing the bad rating and everything was a lot of these games that they are developing for Nintendo. It doesn't matter how you paint it. These are our childhood games, but they were made for us during that age, right? And so I found myself questioning some of these reviewers, like, do they understand who the audience is? Because I feel like sometimes they review the games based off of, I'm the audience that this Kirby game is supposed to be for. But whenever I was playing it, I could see as an adult where you would not enjoy it, but as a child, my son was just having a blast playing the demo, and it started making me think: is this a game that really warrants something like a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10? The bad reviews that it's getting. Whenever I look over here and I see a small child who's playing the game and they're having the time of their life, and 20 years from now, he's going to look back, hey, I was playing Kirby. I had a blast as a kid. And so I know it's a little off topic and everything. It was just one of those things that was on my mind whenever I was thinking about some of these Nintendo games that possibly could be coming out, with the Pikmin and everything. The one game that I want them to announce the sequel to Geist. I don't know if anybody remembers that one.
Nope.
No.
That was on the GameCube. Geist was where you were a ghost.
Yes.
You were the spirit, and you had to go and possess other things. And you could possess objects, or you could possess people. And you could possess a person, and you could shoot at somebody. And then now they think that person is a bad person. And so you can come out of their body and you can see them having a gunfight with one another. That was, to me at the time, that was brilliant. I was like, oh my God, that is so awesome.
Fuck, I remember that. Now you mention it.
Right on. So
hold on. Give me one more second. Duke.
Yep.
Buy a Switch.
See, I'm more of a dom myself. I also don't believe in buying people, but
Super Smash Brothers is coming out on the Switch.
Yeah.
Buy a Switch.
I'm thinking about it. Smash is a pretty fun time. But
we need to have a battle royale.
Yeah.
But what about that online?
Well, Nintendo finally bit down in the billet and did the Microsoft Sony thing, right?
I think it's like $20 for 3 months. I think it's the exact same payment as Xbox. I think it's like $20 for 3 months and then $60 for a year.
I don't give a shit how you paint that. I don't understand why I have to plug my headset into my phone and then my phone into the Switch in order for me to be able to have a conversation with somebody. Or I don't give a damn.
Or we could just do what we're doing right now and have a little stream going of me.
I think that's what the majority of individuals are going to be doing, is using a third party, like using a Discord or using Xbox Live or using whatever sound thing that they'll be using, rather than using something that should be pre-built into the Switch. And why this isn't working, it's beyond me, because you have to look fucking ridiculous walking around with your phone plugged into your Switch. with your headset plugged into your phone. You have to look like the craziest person.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of wish that they would have a better, more user-friendly, integrated.
Especially for kids. For kids. Like, I get it, Sony said it the best, we just want to protect the kids and everything, even though how's that user-friendly for kids?
I don't.
I think we're all at a loss for words. Grandpa Nintendo is Lord Cognito likes to say, shout out to the Iron Lords. I am wearing the Iron Lords E3, I think the E3 shirt that they have going out right now. Shout out to King David and Lord Cognito and all the lords over there at the Iron Lords podcast. Is he likes to coin Grandpa Nintendo. Just set in their own old ways.
Man, they make a lot of money, so it kind of works, I guess.
Yeah.
They're going to release a new Switch, like, a new improved Switch with the headphone jack, and I'm going to look at them and be like, you guys.
But, I mean, is that surprising? All the consoles do it. I mean, whenever you look at any console, like, and a lot of people don't realize that whenever a console comes out, like, between the original Xbox 360 and the first visual, what did they call it? The Xbox 360, was it a 360S? What was the one that they first made the visual change about 6-7 years into it? But between there,
the black one, the 360 Elite.
Yeah, the Elite. Okay, so you had the Elite, right? And then after the Elite, you had a whole nother array of Xboxes that came out. But between those, let's just talk about the Elite as well as the regular 360. There were so many SKU changes that people were unaware were going on under the hood. Like the motherboard actually was switched. I want to say it was swapped out roughly 4 times.
Oh yeah, when they had when they went from the older boards to like the Jasper boards and everything like that to prevent renderings. I remember that.
Yeah, the Jasper boards, and then I think that the last one before they had the Pro or the Elite was the I want to say it was the Falcon 2 board. But there's a lot of those that actually will change within that time. But whenever you look at like that, just the Xbox, you got the Xbox, the Elite. You look at a PlayStation, PlayStation Slim. Now we got the PS4 Pro. Xbox One S, One X. So yeah, it's going to happen with the Switch, especially now knowing that they have that hack that's going on. That's very detrimental how that can be allowed to happen. It's just saying NVIDIA has a lot to say about that. I want to say it's NVIDIA.
Yeah, you got to throw the cough in there.
So man. It is due.
I think my video card just went out. Brought to you by NVIDIA.
Time to buy a new one. Have you heard of our Titan?
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if Bitcoin and bit mining keeps kind of sliding to the right, might actually be able to buy a video card for not a ridiculous price.
That's actually what's going to be announced at the Microsoft conference. Is you're going to be able to start Bitcoin cryptocurrency mining inside of Minecraft.
That'd be fun.
I will delete Minecraft so fucking fast.
That'll be the big thing. It's like, oh, can you believe that? So does anyone have any last words before we get up and out of here?
Devolver, always a pleasure to watch their conference. So I definitely look into that if you have a chance. If you don't know what Devolver is, I would definitely recommend you looking up their E3 2017 footage. They're mostly known for making indie titles, a lot of like the Adult Swim games, which are actually quite fun for what they are. I would also bring up CD Projekt Red is going under the Microsoft banner, I think, to show some new Cyberpunk 2077. So that's always positive. I like CD Projekt Red. If you remember earlier, as a developer, I think they treat gamers pretty right, and it's always good to see a company do really well when they can do that. I think that's kind of all I've been looking forward to, really, at E3. it seems like every year it's just less and less things that I kind of really, really kind of get my attention. So I really want to be pleasantly surprised, though. Reaper?
Yeah, like you said, every year it gets like, oh, E3, yeah, and then like when I was a kid, it's like E3, yeah, new games. Now it's like, all right, wow me, do your best, show me what you got, don't disappoint me, and it's just getting more and more disappointing. Like they announce games, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna announce this new game, it's in the works, but then it's just like 5 years later, still working on it. No, like I don't care anymore. So it's like if you're gonna announce a game, like don't announce a game until you have like an actual release date set. I don't want to see like Kingdom Hearts 3 is my go-to for everything because I've been waiting for God knows how long. But last E3 when they announced Kingdom Hearts 3 in work in progress, it's like, dude, no, like give me Kingdom Hearts 3 and a release date. So it's just like if you're gonna announce new games, give us a release date. If you're gonna announce DLC, give us a price, tell us exactly what we're buying. Don't be like, oh, buy our DLC and then give us some bullshit. Like you can do some of this stuff, but not everything you think you're gonna be able to do.
Okay, so we have a glass half full with Duke, and then we have somebody took all of my water out of my glass with Reaper.
Yeah.
I'll say I'm actually excited for E3. As always, it's always nice to see everything that the developers have cooking under the cooking in the kitchen back there. See what we have that is coming on the horizon. I'm just hoping that a lot of the things that are announced that we actually get to see a fruition, and that there's not so much of community that we have a lot of backlash. Actually, one of the things I was reflecting on the other day is every time I look at another game and they talk about a game as dying, they talk about how toxic that community is. And it's almost as if they believe that this community is just a toxic community, right? But let's be honest, they're everywhere. Toxicity is everywhere and everything. So I'm just hoping that we might be able to finally have an E3 where we can get out of the toxicity that has been plaguing and bringing down like a lot of the morale whenever it comes to a lot of these games. So I'm hoping that every developer is able to come and put their best foot forward. Golly, I hope we don't have another Don Matrick episode. I prefer to have more of a Peter Moore-esque, even though that sometimes that just seems way out there and too lively. I don't know if you all remember Peter Moore whenever he brought Cirque du Soleil in there. He comes in dancing and everything and has Cirque du Soleil doing all their stunts all around. Yeah, I think that we're just going to leave it at that. So, Reaper, where can everybody find you at?
I am on the Twitter machine at Reaper XLE, as well as on the Instagram thingamajig under ASR Ellison. I'll plug those in the comments below so it's easier to find. Where can we find you at, Duke?
If you can find me, you win a free bottle of scotch. Also, maybe bullets.
Done.
Fired from my gun.
So
that sounds about right.
Bullets internally, or like you're gonna give me a package of bullets?
I don't know. Let's play the lottery.
I'm in. I'm a gambling man. If I'm not here next week,
Grandpa Duke over there, he doesn't get down with the social media like everybody else. But
robots are watching the brains.
You can definitely find me over at Twitter. Of course, here at YouTube. Obviously, you found me here at YouTube. On occasion, doing a couple of mixer streams, all at iDizzy81, Xbox. Yeah, I would say the same thing with Nintendo with the Switch, but unfortunately, you need to have a social security in order to find friends on the Switch. So they have their own social security system. It goes far. It definitely goes far. But of course, definitely check us out next week. We are going to be doing a post E3 special. I'm in the works of having somebody possibly coming in, so definitely stay tuned. And he's definitely a very lively individual. All right, y'all. Take it easy. Peace.
Thanks for watching.